Hello, Rec187 here, and welcome back to Combat Mission Battle for Normandy, where we rejoin the 2nd Argyll and Sullen Highlanders on their push to Tourmauville and Tourmauville. So, up until that point, we've had a pretty good push in on Tourmauville here. I think we've really broken the back of the German defence, and now we're in the kind of clearing up pocket phase. Meanwhile, on the Tourmauville front, we've just started to kind of engage contact around the outskirts. Actually, it's the farmhouse before Tourmauville, and our really next move is going to be drop a whole load of artillery down here before we push into anything else. So it might be a little bit slow here for this episode on the Tourmauville front, although we do have engaged in a firefight with some guys we can't see in the first farmhouse. Meanwhile, on Tourmauville, if I look at what our plans are coming up, again, it's going to be a case of try and push in and clear out remaining Germans without taking casualties. So we know, we've just had a partial contact of some Germans in here. So I'm just going to drop some mortars on their head, 2-inch mortars on their head, and hopefully that'll deal with those guys. Meanwhile, we know there's a couple of Germans in here, at least with one of them has an MG. So long term, it might be nice to try and essentially flank them. Meanwhile, we have put a Bren carrier in line of fire to put some suppressive fire down on top of them. We have taken out 4 members of a machine gun team in this house, done so by Corporal Ormsby and his sniper buddy. So that's some excellent work from there. There might be one guy left. I can't actually remember how many bodies are in a German MG team, so we'll have to see what happens there. So as such, I'm just slowly pushing round with this section. I can't remember which one is section 2, so yeah, it's under Corporal Simmons, so they've just broken down into their teams, and we'll start to push them round, but just cautiously, because I don't want to accidentally fall foul of the remaining guy behind a heavy machine gun. And that's about it. So let's jump into the first minute, and we'll see what we spot. We'll focus on here, and then we'll jump over there to see if we get any further action, but it may be... Actually, I'm kind of hoping for a quiet turn, because otherwise I'm probably on the wrong end of some casualties. So you can see they are taking pot shots of Bren. Oh, we've got some additional contacts here. We'll look at that in a moment. We do probably, I think, our artillery rounds coming in the forest here. You can just see on the side of the picture. Mortar rounds away. That's good. Okay, so looks like we've got another contact just into this corner here. Let's just throw a quick pause in. What have we made out to be? So we have, I mean, machine gun, but it definitely sounds of it, yeah. One German. Could be a couple more. So I wonder, I mean, that may be these German guys have come south, or it could be another German. Probably it's going to be a pretty unhappy time for these guys. We might need to pull them back. Yeah, everyone's not enjoying that. What we could do actually is pull this mortar team down somewhere about here. Maybe drop some last of his mortars on that guy's head. Got 9 left. Might be the best way of dealing with them. Because it'll be a little bit of time before our other team can get round, but let's not get ahead of ourselves. Really, our hope is we can get through this next minute without taking any casualties from them. No further spots down here, which is pretty positive, to be honest. We may well have wiped out this entire team then, or actually we could have sent them running. This is good. We've just got a 2-man rifle scout team over here. Eventually I'm going to have to push through with something a little more meaty, because 2 rifles run up against any kind of automatic weapon. They're not going to have a good day. These mortars look pretty good though. Hopefully inflicting some injuries if whoever was hiding there. Okay, no flashing icons over here. All in all, I'm pretty happy with that turn. Just the one question mark about how many machine gun guys we have over here. Let's, if we just jump back, and I probably won't watch the full minute, but we'll just skip through it to make sure we're not getting any flashing icons from our team over here. We get one more spot into the town here. What have we found ourselves? Just some Germans running about. Okay. Not a great deal of information. We did, of course, expect Germans to be there. It looks like one of our rounds has gone long. That's probably the, was it 107mm mortars, I think it was, we're calling in on this farmhouse. Is that right? I can't remember. We'll check that afterwards. Okay, we'll continue to skip through. We've got another spot. I think we've had this spot before. I believe it's an MG team. Yeah, so there's an MG team in this building and there's an MG team in this building as well. It's good, that just confirms our... Uh-oh. Uh-oh. So we did have a sniper here, and it doesn't look like he's here anymore, so... What's happened? It looked like quite an explosion as well. So he's... Interesting. So he's definitely eating machine gun fire, which is probably from the farmhouse. And I mean, he is taking pot shots at someone. Who are you having a go at? I probably should have definitely brought his fire in. So he's taking pot shots at these guys running about. Not the greatest idea, to be honest, mate. And I think you are definitely going to pay for it. Who are you? Private Hefner. That looked like it was more machine gun fire from down here. We might have a few more German soldiers lines there. What's that? Oh, and okay. Because to me that looked not like a mortar round, which you know was a mortar team in there. Definitely more like some kind of gun. Could be an AT piece they've got down there. Could be some kind of infantry support weapon. Not sure. We are going to have to watch out for that. I was wanting to bring Bren's up and support this farmhouse push, which I still can do. I think we're going to have to play it pretty close to this hedge line and not venture too far out into the out to the wide here. Okay. Good. Oh, I just want to check. How many of these guys are left standing? Still 3 of them. We are having a pretty poor job of inflicting any casualties. So we've got a scout guy here who's continuing to do some light targeting. I'm going to get this Bren team to also target light. I'm hoping, having changed the angle somewhat, he's got a better view into, you know, more the line of sight straight into the building, which hopefully a better chance of inflicting casualties. Meanwhile, our scout team here has been there for a full minute or so now, not really seen anything, which is interesting. And I do have a second team coming up to support. So once they're here, I might push this smaller team because they've lost their Brent gunner. Push them up through this field up to this hedge line and see if we can't see. We know there's an MG nest here somewhere. I'd quite like to get some eyes on it. Okay, meanwhile, back down here. So let's start by moving our mortar team round to somewhere like here. Hopefully they've got line of sight through all these trees. These guys are okay. You are taking pot shots to this guy, but I mean, hedgy hedge, it's not the greatest of odds. I'm tempted to pull them back. In fact, I will. No, let's not. Let's just move you back. Yeah. Right. Maybe might be better not to move you and just get you to hide. Hit the deck, heads down, not worry about it. Maybe that's a better way of doing it. Meanwhile, I'm tempted to get this guy to stop. He's only got 5 bombs left, which isn't a lot. At the same time, better than nothing. They've looked pretty good, so I'm going to say I think that's good enough. Get you to cancel. And we're going to start trying to push around. Want these guys to go first. Let's clear these trees so I can see what I'm doing. Come around to here. Push up to there. We'll see what's what. And And I think these guys have probably served their purpose, so I'm going to get them to come around as well. Push into here. I'd like to try and push them straight across. I'm like here, to be honest, but I'll let the first team clear out, make sure there's no one lurking in this building. What are we trying to push on much further with? Right, and let's get this couple of riflemen just to come in and offer a little bit of support. Well, like I say, they ain't going to do much on their own. Have this Bren gunner take up position in front of this house, just in case somebody reappears ahead, and we'll get Corporal Simmons to come over with the rest of his platoon. Good. You're still using rounds. I'm tempted to get you to stop. Part of me thinks these guys have moved and this is the team now. Which might not be right. But I'm gonna do that just to kind of preserve ammo. Okay, and I think that's all we're gonna do. What I'm gonna do is I'll fire a quick cut to a quick check, make sure there's not other movements orders I want to give, and then we can jump in the next minute. Alright, so the only other order I need to give was on this AT gun, which we now have in position unlimbered. Just move into this hedge line and set up the gun. So we did swing around with an armoured car before. I don't know if I'll do it again, and I was kind of toying the idea of actually trying to maybe swing into position somewhere over here instead. But we'll come over here and see if we can't prompt them into bringing around the gun again if we start to show forces in a kind of assault of this farmhouse. But we'll see. But without further ado, we'll just jump into the next minute and we'll see what we see. Which will hopefully be no more casualties for us. Definitely, oh, that looks fantastic. Definitely a risk of taking a casualty on these two riflemen here. Hopefully them getting their heads down will be enough. See our called on each other there. Oh, taking a casualty in our leadership team. We'll go over looking at that in a moment. That's annoying. It's also annoying because I suspect that's come from these riflemen who have been doing an absolute number on us. Oh, 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 oh. We have finally made a spot on this guy with a pistol. So he seems the last man standing of the HMG team. So good news is he's not standing behind his MG42. So, and he's about to pick a fight with our Bren team. Oh no, it's just our rifle team. Our Bren team's further behind. Okay, we'll see how it goes. Hopefully they'll be able to outmuscle him single man with a pistol, but you never know. He's going up to the window, although Corporal's he's now moved on. Throwing a lot more fire now.
Fire for effect. Over.
Should be a fire mission on the farmhouse. Come on, somebody put him down. Oh, oh, he's got a buddy. He wasn't the only one. We've now got someone with an... Ah, see, this is the problem. He's now got him to actually take position on his machine gun. This could be problematic if we don't take him out pronto. This could go somewhat awry. So who all can see this chap now? But still, it's just our Ren section. Who? Why are you on your Webley? What, yeah, this is 303 the brand news, I believe. Unless I'm forgetting things. Let's check. Oh, maybe it's not. Maybe it's the .38. Hang on, I need to go and do a check on my calibers because I can never remember this stuff. Yep, I have confirmed it. The .303 is the Bren ammo. The .3 is actually the pistol ammo. So I have no idea why this guy is rocking his web blade. Makes no sense. But we'll keep going. So this could be slightly unfortunate. Come on, put him down before he actually starts firing. And he's back in his pistol at least. Okay. What happened at the very end there? I think he might have just taken a shot at the end there. Not 100% sure. Okay. Someone unfortunate, and you are just in one space not far over enough, so I'll shift you over at the end of this. When we get into command phase. Okay, that's good. Those guys haven't taken any casualties. Excellent. No more worries over here. Right. Let's find out what happened to our scout leaders. Trying to just sneak up the edge here. Just to go round. We see where it's from. Just from, and as far as I can tell, this is just 3 riflemen. And that's the third guy they've taken out, I think. 4th actually. They took out. No, it's no. Those guys they got taken out by crossfire from elsewhere. So it's just a 2nd casualty, but still. They are at a heck of a range while under fire from 2 machine guns. Frustrating. On the plus side, at least it's just a rifleman, but I still don't want to take that casualty. I am tempted to say I think that was the only event thing that happened, but let's just go through and check. Yeah, it looks that way, and we'll just do a last minute check and make sure this... Oh, okay, this is slightly promising. Might finally have put paid to one of them. Yes, we have. Okay. That was our sniper. Not sniper, our scout team. Finally managed to catch him through that small window. Loud rounds coming. Okay, good, so we've taken one of them out at least. Excellent. I don't think there's any other events. Okay. So fire mission actually is probably this guy's fire mission. Let's jump into command phase. And we can check, because he was calling in some 3-inch mortars. Yeah, firing on these guys around here, which should be good. Oh. You think you might be seeing that car come back round again? Well, this will work out very well if indeed that is true. I'm actually going to move these ammo carriers round to like here just to provide some additional eyes. Yeah, good. I think there's a huge timer on this guy if I remember correctly. Where are we? You were on... Yeah, I'm 107, 4.2 inch, 10 minutes still. Okay. You have made up to here. So I'm going to bring these scouts just over to the gap. I want to wait another minute before I push them in. Our fire mission on that forest is continuing, although I don't think there's any. Meanwhile, what to do with a problem like Tourmauville? Well, let's clear the trees out of my way. So I would very much like to move these guys over one action square, and then they will also have a view. They don't have eyes. Do you have eyes there? Potentially. Let's get our leaders in. In fact, let's get everyone in on a quick order. Just so we can really overwhelm this guy. I think it's just going to be one guy with a rifle. I mean, there is the machine gun set up. So I don't know why they're not using it. But he did seem to take... I think he took a bullet just at the end of the last action minute. And I'm hoping we'll get enough to get this last guy before he inflicts any casualties. Trees back on, and that's probably about it. I don't want to again make too many more movements. My little teams here are just going to medic all the bodies that they have. I might need to move these guys over slightly. We'll start mopping up. Eventually I'd like to get my engineers to try and clear this minefield and pick up those casualties, but I don't know if it's going to happen, to be honest. And without further ado, I think we're just going to push on to the next minute. And yep, that's exactly the case. We shouldn't have forgotten anything, so let's go. Let's see what happens over here. So these guys first move in position, which should get some more. Hold up. Oh no, he's come back. Is he suppressed? Is that what's going on? Yeah, having a bad day. Okay. Oddly enough, we're not firing at him though. I see flashing icons, it's usually a bad sign, and I think this may have been the end of him. Hello. Yeah, there he goes. So that is that entire machine gun section wiped out without firing a single machine gun shot actually. So there was a sniper's enemy again. Of course it was. Of course it was. Was it the marksman or was it? Oh no, it wasn't the sniper team. I stand corrected. It was Simmons' section. Okay, but no, good job. Happy at that. And look at colour me wrong. Turns out we do have a machine gun pairing here and machine gunner in here. Got a couple more MGs to contend with. Alright, so we'll come back around and watch around. I'm not expecting anything more to happen in this place for the rest of the minute. I think the next task, there's some big rounds, we'll watch them, is going to be to push probably the officer section into this building, and then we'll get eyes on whatever's there.
Hello, round complete. End of mission
If anything left. So I think that's the end of our fire mission on the forest. As suspected, the rest of this minute is quiet in Tourmauville. Okay, steady work over here. Meanwhile, not so steady work elsewhere. Let's have a look, see what we can see. These guys definitely took a shot from somewhere. I saw them flash. There. See where it came from. Just that direction. So it could be, I mean, it could easily be, it could be that guy that was retreating is now parked up against one of these hedge lines and we just haven't made the spot. Could be something as far away as a sniper team all the way back in the town. Not sure. Oh, and that was, I can't remember his name. But we're down to just a private Brody. So, scout section taking a bit of a battering. So that's our 3-inch mortars. Let's have a look. Mind this week, so I'd quite like to see how they're landing, just to make sure we're happy this mortar team is going to be kaput. A little off target there, to be honest. That was a nice one though. Yeah, okay. Happy that's going to be inflicting some serious casualties. And there might even be more Germans kicking about back here, so not too upset about that. Soften them up before we try and push on any further.
round complete. End of mission. Out.
Okay, and then we'll just do a last check on our friends to see how they're doing. Still the two of them, still committed, so I'll leave them be. Alright. So you should be delimbering. Yeah. Hopefully we can convince him to poke his head round again, which would be nice, but we'll have to see how that goes. Alright, action. Jump into command phase. So, as I discussed, I'm going to want to move our corporal, because he does have the Stein gun. But probably happy moving them all, to be honest. just jump into this level 1, and that should hopefully give them eyes. Maybe not. But expecting it gives them eyes, and there's a couple of Germans hiding away in there. Do you know what? I was just thinking we could actually maybe get our sniper up into level 2 in here. Nah, I doesn't have view. I thought he might have a line of sight. Doesn't. Just wishful thinking. I'll continue to get in to push round. So eventually I'd like to get the section stacked up on this edge line, essentially. But we will take our time with that. So I will. So I'm going to shuffle mortars around. I'll shuffle the Bren section around again. We'll just kind of start to push around a little bit of force. Won't take me long, but I'll still do that off camera just to save you guys a bit of time. Okay, so the only real change I made was on this scouting detachment here, given the angle of shot. So I'm going to bring him over to this kind of far side, so we can push forward slightly better protected. We'll see how it goes. But that's about it. I mean, for the rest of it, as discussed, just slowly pushing units around to the side here. So let's hit the go button, and yeah, I suppose the real question for this turn we'll see once we get our most of our section in bomb store here to see if there's anybody left there. Oh, looks like there's an angle between the section here and the machine gun team here. Oh, actually, tell a lie, there's one other order I gave, which I had discussed with previously, was getting this mortar team just to expend the rest of his rounds on these guys. So we'll see how that goes. These guys have popped in the house. Again, we're getting a potential contact. Still not seeing anything. So they maybe either moved or they... I'm not sure actually. May just be that they've left, or they could just be dead and we can't quite see the bodies. Well, not much else happening, which is good. No, I'm happy at that. Quiet minute despite the machine gun fire. So we'll have to think about best way of poking our heads at that guy and seeing what's going on. Meanwhile, over here, again, we'll just skip through. Make sure there's no flashing icons. Let's go in the right order though. Lots of nice explosions down here. So I'm fairly confident this mortar team is not going to be problematic anymore, and hopefully we'll inflict some other casualties along the way. Not getting any other spots or icons, and we'll do our user check of our two favourite German riflemen. Still there, still going strong, still watching me spend all my 303 ammunition on them, unfortunately. Okay, slow but steady, but I'm always happy with that. The question is, how are we going to pop our heads? See what's going on here. What's the best way of doing that, actually? We could simply move forward a house. Should give us pretty good views to anyone lurking around. Maybe that's the best way to do it. So we can get this Bren section. You guys to move forward a hedge. And we can get this. And I'm toying with ideas. Do I want them to kind of move forward quickly? I'm worried we'll come across like a rogue German officer with an MP40 who's still on the go that just happens to spray us down. So maybe what I want to do is just that. Come out, poke your heads through, and see, make sure there's no one here. Okay, I'm happier. I think that's a better idea. And meanwhile, I'm just going to move the Bren section in up with the rest of their, or Bren detachment, sorry, in up with the rest of their section. You come forward, and we'll start to push our sniper team and our mortar forward as well. Probably don't want to stack that hedge too much, so I'll leave the mortars back there. And I'd like to get a number of bodies into this wooded area, up and up against this hedge to take out whoever's hiding in here. Good. Meanwhile, these guys are having a bit of a Barney. You are pinned. Honestly, I think I'll just go again, give you guys a hide order. Get your heads down. And you, did you fire? I'm not convinced you're actually firing off any rounds here. We shall see. Okay, that's good. I'm feeling any kind of real time pressure here. We've got a bit of time before our artillery rounds and we try and push in. So as long as I kind of clean up enough that I can pull out this platoon, and I'll be happy, because these are the guys I want to go and support. So, and again, I don't really want to lose too many of these guys. So if I can keep them here and in full health and clean up with the remnants of this platoon, then I'll be a lot happier. Okay, oh, this is good news. So our engineers have blasted through. We'll bring a brain carrier into this area. They are pretty knackered, so I'm just going to get them to walk to the next mission, which is going to be all the way over here, and probably at this point giving us a route in with that for our rest of our brain carriers to support the push in that farmhouse. Indeed, I'm going to get this chap to move into this field. I'd like you to come up in this direction and finally park yourself somewhere about here, just in case we want some, not even additional support, but to honestly get him to stop expending all his ammo. In fact, this guy is now done. So you're going to stop shooting and you're going to come back and start picking up rest of your casualties. Which this team has done for the Bren gunner, which went down, and he picked up the Bren, which is excellent to see. What you want from a medic, and we will get them to move actually quickly come this way, and then meander forward to join your team. Okay, I'm happy with that. I think we're ready just to jump into the next minute. Yeah, those guys are still sitting pretty. I have to decide if I want to try and do anything with this forward observer, but pushing forward seems pretty risky, so maybe we'll hold off for now. Alright, let's do it. Let's jump in the next minute. See if we get any spot here. If there's anybody left after that mortar barrage we laid down earlier. Now let's just see if our mortars actually drop on this team.
Hello, round complete. End of mission out.
That's, fire mission on that foxhole position has finished. I think they've done a good job. Oh, there we go. What was I telling you? What was I telling you? Who was getting that? Oh, that is some pretty angry fire. It looks like they might actually be up against on this side of the garden. Hang on, have you guys panicked? You didn't take an injury, did you? No. Oh, okay, you took an injury there. Right, let's decipher this a little bit. So, we came up, we heard machine gun fire, and then we just ran away? Why are we just running away? Let's go back to where we can see them. That's really odd. Right. So we do have in here, it is one German with an MP40. Although I don't know, I got the impression there was a machine gun in here as well from the kind of firing, but I could be wrong about that. Yeah, and then everyone just legs it. The team just breaks. Okay. Oh no, don't, my snipers. No. Ah. Oh, because you guys just gave up and ran away. I'm pretty disappointed by your conduct there, lads. Right, I'm assuming this was a grenade the y'all. Yeah, it is. Alright. So, in your defense, running away wasn't a terrible idea, but still. Yeah, and then because these guys were walking, they just copped it. Okay. Ah, that wasn't great. That wasn't great. I'm really surprised those guys just essentially at the sound of fire ran away. We have a way of dealing with that. It's okay. Yeah, something up with this mortar. He doesn't seem to be expending any rounds for some reason. There we go. So, okay, yeah. Before I do anything else, go to our usual check. Right, start in a minute, and we'll just skip through it. And no flashing icons. Oh, I did see some movement on this. Is that one less rifleman? No, not in the slightest. That was just wishful thinking, really, wasn't it? Looks like he comes under fire from somewhere. Let's have a quick look at this. Oh, he's just too close to that hedge line. He's taking fire from the houses. Okay. That's fair enough. We'll get him to push slightly further back and he will be protected from that. Okay. Not as good a minute, definitely. I'm really saddened by my loss of my sniper. He'd done a good job for us and didn't deserve to go out like that. Okay, so I've probably got a few tweaks of movement orders to issue, so I will go and do those off camera and come back and I'll let you know what's what. Oh, actually, I have just looked at the time. It's 37 minutes, so I won't do those off camera. What I'll do is I will do those between episodes, and I'll come back and start next episode. So I do hope you have enjoyed watching, and I'll catch you all next time.